Oh, wow. Weather's really cooperating today. I just could not resist the temptation to record in like a spot like this. Like, dude, it's so beautiful out here. But even in really great times like this, where people should be happy-go-lucky, grateful for anything that happens, even if they get cancer or whatnot, is the fact that I don't see any people truly loving each other. I'm not talking about the love where it's reciprocal. It's a trade-off, tit for tat. You give someone something, they give you something back. What's the selfless kind where there's no reason for them to actually love you and give something, but it's purely out of just, they want the best for you. And even if it's at the cost of their own personal resources, they still rather do it because they just simply love you that much. And honestly, it's hard. It's hard to do and push out that kind of love because some people are just genuinely hard to love. Like, yo, I'm not trying to say like, oh, my mom's hard person to love, but at times, like, it is kind of a truth. Like, my mom's the master of ragebait. I don't think this is just me. Like, most mothers, they have this strange talent of being completely wrong at the same time and completely right. Because they make the most absurd arguments that make no sense logically whatsoever, but it wins regardless because they are your mother, and also they're kind of scary as well. So, I don't know. Sometimes it can really be hard to still show them love in those moments when it can get kind of emotional and weird. Because they're your own mother. I don't feel, at least in my personal experience, I don't feel I have a right to really talk back because, yes, she brings up something that is partially correct. Okay, let me preface this. So sometimes my mom will ask me to do something for her. Like, say for example, stay home from practice, right? And I say, why? And she says, just do it. And I said, no, I have my own reasons. I chose to be on this team and I'm gonna follow through with it because I'm a logical thinking human being. But she ends up just bringing up a completely random thing. Oh, you're unemployed, that's why you should stay home. You have no right to go against me. And I'm like, you're not wrong, but it has nothing to do with the argument at hand. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Women, period, I think will just bring up like things that happened years ago and pin that on you and pin the blame on you through that one tiny little thing. And that's something that really makes me annoyed, but I also can't really do much about it because it is my own mother. I have enough respect for her to just like hold back at the very least. But when you just let it bottle up and you don't say a single thing, I don't think that's very healthy either. Because it ends up putting you in a position where sometime down in the future, it will just explode and turn into a really ugly situation. So how do you love someone that is at times hard to love? Well, firstly, I want to have you define what love is, firstly. What do you think love is? Maybe an action, giving someone a gift. It could be just an attitude, a willingness to that person to be patient, to be something for them. Or it could just be, saying a couple words. I think all those are different forms of love, different forms that people show love, different forms of love language. And I think they're all very valid in how you show love for another person. But none of them were a passive thing. Love is not a passive feeling that you just have towards another person, towards a thing. It's an active choice and action. It's a decision. Love, generally, is a choice that you make. You choose either to love that person or to not love that person. There's no in between. You can't just kinda love them. Sometimes, yes, we mess up, and that can be a case for how you can say, oh, I sometimes love this person. But when you ask someone, do you love them? It's a yes or no. It's always a yes or no. And that's the key idea I think a lot of people are missing, because media has done a really good job at portraying love as this magical feeling that poofs in midair, just out of like love at first sight. You see a tree, I love that tree, you know. No. Love like that, even if it does exist, which I think it kind of does, which is more like attraction rather than true love, it disappears just as quickly as it appears. It's not the kind of love that will last and draws two people together for eternity, for life. It's not the kind of love that would cause a person to stick through them, even if it meant having to give up a lot for them. Because a love that's true and a love that's genuinely selfless is one that's based on the ugly, not based on the good. When you just base it off the good, you really just delude yourself into thinking that this is the only thing that there is. When you only love a person based on the good, you're not willing to accept who they truly are. You're not willing to actually love them. You're just willing to love the idea of them in your mind. We all fantasize. We all have these ideas of a person that we really like. But if we genuinely want to love them, you gotta firstly know a little bit more about them, especially the ugly parts, you know? And that goes back to my mom. I know she's got some stubborn parts about her that I hate. And I know she's got parts about me that she hates. But we're stuck here with each other, at least for a more long while. I lost the word. For like at least a decade, I like to think. And so, through the time of just living with each other, maybe it's biology, maybe it's not, but there's something just keeping us together. And I think that's the selfish love that we got to talk about, that I really want to see more in this world. No one's willing to sacrifice for other people anymore. And I find that awfully strange. Because it definitely has to do with my own personal perspectives as a Christian, right? Christ showed me completely selfless love. He gave his life down for the world, but even if it was just for me, he still would have done that. And that means a whole lot to any person, if you just say that outright. To die for the world, but even if it just was you that he needed to die for, to save, he still would have done that. And that's very personal and deep, and that's something that I carry forward, knowing that I have to do better for the people of this world. And yes, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to remind myself that, you know, I gotta do that at times. But everything that you want to do in this life, anything that you want to build into your character, is something that happens over time after making a genuine effort on wanting to make it a reality. You try your best to remind yourself, and eventually one day it will be something that sticks with you over and over. I truly believe that personality, although you're born with certain traits, there's other traits that you can also develop as well. And I think that's the part your character really ties into. So I don't know where I'm really rambling with this. I feel like I am just kind of yapping here because it's just such a nice place, and I want to just record a little bit in this place right here. But what I'm trying to get across here is love those around you, no matter what. I want this world to be less about yourself and more about the people around you. Yes, you should care about yourself, but you should care about the fellow human that's struggling right in front of you. And if that fellow human's you, take a moment to look at that person. You're still a person at the end of the day. Help yourself. Help those around you. Love those around you. You should love yourself now. Make that choice for those around you. Make that choice for yourself. Because even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in Christ, he still died for each and every one of you. He still loved every one of you just as much as he loves me. He has favor on all of us. If he really wanted to, he could just we'd all be dead. Thanos, gone. But nah, he wanted us to spend eternity with him. So I pray that anyone that's here watching this video that isn't a believer, please believe. But I think that's pretty much it for my yap session here today. Love those around you. Love yourself. Love your mama. Love your dad. Love your sisters. Love your brothers. Love all of those around you. And the next time you see some homeless dude asking for some money, hand him that money, even if it's a good amount. Because who knows? That little bit of cash for you, or maybe it's a sizable amount of cash, might mean he has a chance for a better future. You could have just saved the person's lives right there. You could have done the same thing that police do, that doctors do. You could have saved a life right there and then. And I think that's an idea that really moves me forward. The idea of hope. That your actions would do something for this world. And I hope that this video would reach anybody out there and actually makes a change. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Hope y'all have a good day. See ya.